understand what we're doing right now. This next 6 weeks, we have set a goal. We made a commitment to each other. You don't know this, but as soon as you picked up that piece of paper, you signed a silent agreement with me. You're going to do everything that I say. You're going to listen to me to a T. And I have signed a silent agreement with you. I'm going to grab you by your collar and drag you across the finish line. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I mean, this is going to be a conversation, so I need you guys to talk. Now, for those of you guys who have been with me since the dawn of time, or Impact Fitness, or even, I don't know, before that, you know that I never, ever, 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 ever have said that you need a number, right? You all know that I never said that. I've never said that you need to hit a number specifically, you need to lose a certain amount of weight, you should be a certain size, any of that. I've never said that. Why have I never said that? Well, I'm going to let you guys in on a dirty little secret. Every picture that you saw, whoever's picture it was that you saw and you said, oh shit, that could be me. Whoever that is, she did not log her food every day, stay on track, 7, 8 days a week. She did not hit all of her numbers consecutively for more than 3, 4 weeks. I can think of 4 people out of thousands that I've seen their fitness pals regularly that actually hit the numbers and logged and didn't fall off to the weekends and didn't have a 3, 4, 5 day stretch where they didn't care for a full 6 weeks. If you've been here for more than 6 weeks, have you ever done it, yes or no? You're not in trouble, just tell me the truth. But we're all here, and we're all getting amazing results. And we all see these amazing transformations. So, what do I look like? Am I going to walk around and make you guys stick to it, stick to it, stick to it? We're all doing great, right? We're all seeing amazing transformations. In fact, what did I tell you? I told you you don't have to become a health nut. I told you you don't have to be one of those fit moms that has all her foods packed, and she got the kids are eating macaroni with hot dogs, but it's organic, but I got my chicken and rice. You don't got to be all that if you want to change your life. You don't. What you need to do is commit to yourself that at least 3 times a week you're going to get way outside of your comfort zone. You're going to see how strong you really are. And that when you're going about your day, you're going to have a little bit more mindfulness about what you're putting in your mouth and what you're eating. Because the alternative is you lay awake at night thinking about it, and in retrospect, like, damn, why didn't I work out today? Damn, why didn't I eat right today? Right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Sometimes.
Okay. Sometimes you just don't care. Me too. So the first thing we got to be honest about is, yes or no, have I ever actually done it fully for 6 weeks? And we all say no, right? That's okay. We're all making great progress. But what would happen if you actually did it, right? So now that we know that we haven't been doing it, the next question is, why should we do it? So let me explain to you guys a little cycle that we've all been through. In fact, you're probably going through it right now. When you start bodybuilding, you only do things for 1 of 2 reasons. 1, to resist pain, or 2, to pursue pleasure, right? So my little spin on that, I still have from Tony Robbins, didn't make it up. But my little spin on that is that I'm going to do a hell of a lot more to jump out of a burning building than I'm going to do to jump into a hot tub, right? Like if I'm on fire, I'm gone. Does that make sense? If I'm in danger, I'm gone. If I hurt so much all the time that I feel like I can't take it anymore, then whatever anxiety I had about going to a new gym, finally logging my food, all the other guys that failed, Dathan screams like a maniac and wears a Batman mask. Like, why would I go there? Because when I put on my clothes this morning, it hurt. Because when I go to hang out with my grandkids, I can't. Because when I go bend down and tie my shoes, I have a belly in the way. And I've been working on the baby belly for 20 years. Yeah. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Sue. I'm going to make you guys talk. I'm going to make you guys perfect. So, when you first started, whatever anxiety you had about doing this or whatever it was, it could have been Planet Fitness, it could have been the YMCA, it could have been CrossFit, it could have been Weight Watchers, it could have been anything. But whatever it is, the anxiety you had about doing it was not greater than the pain of your reality every day, right? And so you make all this shit up in your head, but then you realize that whatever it is, if it's that bad, it's still not as bad as this, right? And then you start, you come here, and all of a sudden you don't go to the drive-thru anymore. And all of a sudden you don't eat crap all day anymore. And all of a sudden you log your food for like 3 weeks, right? And what happens? You change your life, right? You change your life. You're a totally different person. You're stronger than you ever thought you would be. You have better posture. Your body doesn't hurt anymore. Your stomach doesn't jiggle as much anymore. You can wear clothes that haven't fit. Man, you still got the Wilson Phillips shoulder pad shirt in the closet and it fits again, right? Come on. Yes or no? Okay. So if all this is true, and we get to a certain point where it doesn't bug us every day anymore, what happens? All of a sudden, I don't have to love my food. I eat the same thing every day, you know? I'm doing good. I'm down 20 pounds. Fuck it, I can drink all weekend with the girls, New Year's. Right? Or, you know, I don't have time to log my food anymore because I gotta get the kids to practice. It's a fall time. Or, you know, Hugs picked up an extra shift at work. Or blah, 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 whatever it is. You're just telling me that these things are more important than you again. Right? Because all that shit was there before. But you were being honest and telling yourself, you know what? The kids. I can't do anything for them if I don't like myself. I can't be a homemaker. I can't work at my job if I can't stand myself right now, trapped in my own skin. Yes or no? Okay, no. But so you're at that place right now where all of a sudden you feel good, you have more energy, and all of a sudden these things start creeping up. And you know what? You're not done. I know you're not done because you told me you're not done, right? You told me that you still have goals. You still tell me about your frustrations. You still tell me about your stuff. Or, you know what, I'm kind of like, I'm going to get back on track after Christmas. Or next week I'm going to start logging my food again. Or whatever. Whatever your thing is. And that's how you yo-yo diet. And that's how you go through a cycle, whether it's your life, whether it's your food, whatever it is. Okay? So it hurts. I change. It doesn't hurt anymore. I don't think about it anymore. It's not front of mind every day. I'm not thinking about my food first. I'm thinking about my schedule first. I'm not thinking about, you know, do I have a healthy snack in the afternoon after my workout because Nathan says I shouldn't. No, I'm thinking about, I got to get to the workout today. Hopefully I make it. You know, whatever. Does that make sense? Are you guys following what I'm saying? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make you talk, man. So, what I propose to you is instead of making a healthier choice, gradual changes, the things that have always worked but have only got us this far, you need to take a period of time. And we do this periodically. I do it with myself. I do it with you guys, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever. We need to take a period of time where you do it right. Where you do it right. Where you do the things that you never did before. Right? So every time that you saw good results, guess what? You didn't really log your food for the full 6 weeks, but you got great results for the full 6 weeks, right? So what happened? Logging your food was super fucking inconvenient, so you didn't do it. You hit a brick wall, right? Making your food and his food or your food and their food was way inconvenient, so fuck it, it's not that important. That's what you're telling me, right? That's what you're telling me, okay? When you sit in my office and you're frustrated and I'm talking to you and you start to water up in your eyes, whoa, think about that at times. So how do we do that? How do we avoid this pain cycle so that we're not only doing what we should do when it hurts us really bad, but we're doing it all the time? You have to shift from the fire that you're running from and start looking at your ultimate goal, right? So all the bad feelings, all the negative guilt cycle, every time you gain 20 pounds or every time you eat all weekend and then you come in here and you're on a tear for 7 days, whatever that is, it's a cycle. Come on. It's a cycle. The only way you break that cycle is if you start to look forward at where you're going, right? So the first thing you need to do is accept that you're doing that. Would all of you agree that if you're in this room with that colored paper in your hand, you've done this to a greater or lesser degree at some point, yes or no?
Yes.
Are we doing it right now?
Yes.
Okay. So just so we're sure. I do it too. It's okay. I got to know that. So, number one, we got to recognize that we haven't done it. Number two, we got to recognize that we're not going to do it unless it hurts. And then number three, we have to figure out why we're gonna do the things that we never did before, right? Why now, after New Year, are you gonna log your food? Because you sound like a bunch of resolutioners. They didn't like that. Come in here tracking snow against salt on my foot. Not serious about it though. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. So, why am I going to finally do the things I didn't do? Because right now, what I'm going to tell you is the challenge doesn't start till the 3rd. All of your holiday weight will be gone by the 3rd, or you're not serious. I'm going to show you how to lose 5 pounds this week, because you're all 5 pounds bloated, guaranteed. Would you agree that you feel 5 pounds bloated, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get that old shit off. Let's get the cycle gone so that we can burn new weight. Does that make sense? I don't want to help you correct the problems that we already got through. All right, let's make progress. So the only way that you can go from, well, why would you do it? Why would you do it? Because when you guys are down 5 pounds by the 3rd, because you got all the bloat off, because you did what I said, because you were super strict, because you were super frustrated, on the 3rd, what are you going to do? Are you going to log that day? Are you going to prep that day? It doesn't hurt anymore. You feel good. Nathan was right. Nathan was right. Not jiggly. Right? I feel good. Are you going to log that day? Maybe, maybe not. If you don't have a goal that you're moving forward to, probably not. But you know what? At the end of the day, no matter how good you feel, when you get ready to go to bed and you look in the mirror, you still see this. And you still see this. And you still see this. Anybody that's seen great results here, tell me I'm a liar. I'm not a liar. Because I see it. I used to be 230 pounds. I used to be a foot short and a foot lighter. I see it. And I see it when I look in the mirror, no matter how, even when I look at my picture of me on stage, I only see the flaws, right? And if you're here right now on Sunday morning on New Year's Eve, you're probably a little bit like me, right? You guys hear the music that I play and you still stay around? Come on, you gotta have something in common here. So, I'm here to tell you the truth about yourself. You are obsessed, okay? You are obsessed with it. If you were not obsessed with it, if it wasn't something that was eating at you every single day, then you wouldn't be this far. You would not be talking to me right now. You wouldn't have passed all the gates and the barriers and the emails and the phone calls and the meetings. You wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have gone that far. I know that. That's why it's there. But you're here. You're now. You're serious. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Everybody say yes.
Yes.
I need a chorus. Sure. Okay. So you didn't do it. You're not going to do it unless you really mess up. You need to do it. Why do you need to do it even when it doesn't hurt? Because you're obsessed anyways. You're obsessed anyways. It's going to bug you anyways. And it's either going to bug you when it's so bad that it consumes every thought. Have we all been there? Yes. Insecurities eating at us every time that we move and look in the mirror. I'm just talking about myself. Okay. So if we know that that's the truth, and the instant gratification is either going to Planet Fitness and paying them $20 and like, oh, I joined the gym. Or the instant gratification is like, yeah, I knew it, man. I knew I'd get those 10 pounds off. Like, I always lose weight every time I do a detox. Every time I start to clean up, and then that's it. Right? How many of you lost 100 pounds? It was the same 10 pounds you gained and lost it over and over and over again. Come on, come on, come on. All right. So the only way you're going to get from wherever you're at to wherever you're going to go is if you look at the end result. Now, I'm not asking you to believe in the end result. I'm not asking you to think you can ever get there. Okay? I'm not asking you to believe that whatever. I need you to tell me what's going to happen when you will wake up. What is the day like? What are you seeing in the mirror? What are you doing every day on the day 12 months from now, 18 months from now, when you wake up and you look in the mirror and you don't feel a bad feeling? It's not going to be because you have a rippling six-pack. It's going to be because you committed to yourself. It's going to be because you did the thing that you've never been able to do before. It's going to be because you held discipline long enough to achieve the result that you never thought you would get because every other time you stopped at the brick wall. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Come on. So, I'm just surprising. So I need you guys to think about this. So how do we get out of the pain cycle? Well, we need to recognize that even though I don't hurt from the burning building, I'm still freezing. I got to get to that hot tub, right? I don't have to. I won't die, but man, it's going to be a hell of a lot better than this middle place. You guys follow what I'm saying? So your next step, the final step to make sure that you do it, the reason why we're going to do it, why we're going to do it, is because whether or not you're aware of it on a daily basis, you're obsessed with this anyways. Okay? It only gets to be a daily thing when it hurts so bad you can't think about anything else. So the way that you get out of that cycle and you start moving forward towards the goal is you set your goal. Your goal should be crazy. Your goal should be impossible. And what I'm recommending for you to do, and what I've always recommended, is that you go on Pinterest, you go on Facebook, you go to the historic covers from the 90s of Women's World, whatever it is, okay? Whatever your version, it could be you in high school, it could be whatever you think you need to have to feel like, you know what, that version, and this is the best way I can explain it. You need a visual representation of an internal person. When I was in 8th grade, I was a fat dude. Okay, I was 230 pounds. I told this story to the, I had a chance to speak to the Hersher middle school kids about, it's impossible, you guys are way better than middle school kids, but about sugary drinks. And I was like, how do I make these little brats listen to me? And so I told this story, and I think it's relevant. When I was in 8th grade, that was at my heaviest. I was a foot shorter and a foot wider, I had a big old belly, and my skin was awful. You know, like I was not a sharp kid. But I had great hair. I had great hair. You see this? And middle of summer, you know, I was wearing big sleeves, big coat, like I was covering up. Sound familiar? I was covering up. I didn't want to be honest with myself. I never really looked at myself in the face. I never really, I just looked at my hair, my shirt, made sure that I didn't feel self-conscious everywhere that I went all the time, But one day, I had been working, I don't know if I was cutting grass or something, but I had a little bit of money. Mom took me to Marshall's, I like to buy clothes because it's all I got. And that's all I got going for me is a slick shirt. And, man, this is probably why I only wear red and black now. There's a green V-neck there. And I was like, that's it. That's the ticket. I tried it on. Didn't feel a bad feeling. I was like, okay. Got my little green neck. Monday morning, I'm pumped. Take the sweater off. I get to, you always feel like people are watching you. Or maybe you don't, but I do. I always feel like people are looking at me. But by like third or fourth period, I was like, people are looking at me. And I didn't know what the deal was. I was like, oh, it must be that cool, you know what I mean? And right after the lunch period, I was getting ready to go to, I was at my locker. And two things happened in rapid succession. One, two dudes walked by. They're like sixth graders. I was in eighth grade, so they shouldn't have been so disrespectful. But walked up and grabbed my chest and said, "This guy's got titties." I'm like, what? And then immediately behind them, two seventh grade girls come in, and she was a jerk for this. She looks at her friends, "These are bigger than yours." Oh, damn. And that was the first time in my life that I ever told the truth to myself about what I looked like. And I finally understood why I was so uncomfortable with me, because the guy that I had to look at in the mirror, the dude who I had to put clothes on, the guy I was trying to covering up, was housing, prisoning, chaining down the person who I was on the inside. The person who I was on the inside was strong because he had to be strong. He was capable because he needed to be capable. And he just so happened to look like that, right? So then, that day, and it was a 15, 20-year process, I don't know, too long, I can't remember how old I am anymore, but that day was the very first day that I decided that I was going to begin to do my very best every day to do what the perfect version of myself would be. And so the guy that I began to see in the mirror was not the dude who I'd been hiding from, but it was this guy. Now, I'm not perfect, but it was much, much closer to this. And so I asked myself, what does he do? Well, doesn't he fucking host this, He goes to the park and plays ball with his friend's ass. He doesn't mind going for a walk with his little girlfriend. He doesn't sit in front of the video game all day. Has a little bit of respect for himself. Quit drinking soda pop. Now listen, it was not a rapid shift in these habits. It took time, but I began to look and see who I was and decide that I was going to begin to act as a person that I believed myself to be, not just avoid the person I didn't want to be. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So, if that sounds like something you've experienced, if that sounds like how you feel, more or less, give or take, day to day, whatever, then you have to ask yourself, what is the true version, the real version, the person who keeps... Why are you not moving forward? That person who's inside telling me, hey, you have to improve still because you're letting people down. You're letting yourself down by not being the best version of yourself. You're representing something that isn't real. And at my core, for me, I can't hide from it. I just got to do something about it. If you're like me, then this is what you do. You need to identify what that end result is. Because little, fat, pimple-faced, 8th grade Dathan, who had man boobs, did not picture Dathan, owner of Body Burn, helping other people along this process. I couldn't conceive it, didn't know what it looked like, had never even heard of a business license, didn't know what a trainer was, never worked out. I just knew that my version of myself that was me kind of looked like this. He had some of my same habits. This guy probably shaved his face a little bit more. I'm working on it, but it was much, 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 much closer wherever I started at, right? So all I'm trying to do is keep it real with you guys and tell you that either you're going to go through this cycle forever and feel bad about it, or you're going to do something about it. I'm telling you that because you have that paper in your hand, you have to do it right now. No more putting it off. No more waiting. No more next year. No more I'm on and off. Let's do it right now. We're going to build a foundation of proper actions, real food, know how to do it, and then from there you work out. Do the thing that you're supposed to do, build the core, build the foundation, then from there you work out. Does that make sense? From there you add on. From there you make variations. But you got to know what to do first. You're going to do these things that you've never done because you're sick of going through that cycle. You're going to clearly identify what your end result is. I don't care how many kids you have. If your end result is a rippling six-pack, get a picture. I don't care how old you are. If your end result is being in a two-piece swimsuit, get a picture. Okay? Don't tell me why you can't. Don't tell me why it'll never be you. Don't tell me why it never worked before. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm not asking you to believe in it. I'm just asking you to tell me what would have to happen so that you don't feel a bad feeling. Not because of what that person looks like, but because of who that person is to look like that. Make sense? If it doesn't make sense, tell me so I can correct it. Okay. So that's what your challenge is. That's your homework. You have to find that ideal picture. Now, maybe you're not a picture person. Maybe you're really just telling me, hey, I just want to be able to walk up the stairs. Whatever. I need a clear thing. I need a clear goal to work toward. And because if you show me a picture of a lady who's 5'2" and she's 130 pounds and she has a stomach that's flat enough for you, not rippling, just a flat stomach, guess what? One, we could probably Google and see what her macros are. Two, I can just look at her and tell you based on her height, body type, and what her body fat percent. I can tell you what her body fat percentage is, and I can probably tell you how much she eats. And then we can Google it and we can show you that I'm right. And the reason why I'm telling you that right now is because you are brainwashed to think that I need to cut, I need to subtract, I shouldn't feel full, I need to have a nature value or a health this, I need to get slimmer. And what you need to do is build, support, encourage a metabolism that allows you to burn fat all the time, that allows you to pick up your purse and grab your groceries and shut up as you're walking and then you can still fish in here, get the keys, and nowhere along that process did your back lock up, right? Nowhere along that process did you lose your balance. Okay, and guess what? That lady, she has a flat stomach. Right? The lady who can get up, come to her morning workout, get the kids to school, go to work, get the kids from school, come back to the orientation, and then go home and still have a conversation with somebody, she works out. She has a flat stomach and she eats right. Does that make sense? You guys following what I'm saying? Okay. Finally getting somewhere with you people. So that's what you're not doing. That's why you didn't have to do it, because it wasn't mandatory to get where you're at right now. You got results anyways. Here's why you need to do it, because you're obsessed. And here's how you're going to do it. You're going to pick your end result first. We're going to take the next 6 weeks. If you do everything that I say exactly as I say it, it's going to be super simple. If you do everything as I say exactly as I say it, I guarantee you will either lose 5% body fat or 20 pounds. Now listen, if you're a lady over 50 and you may have 20, 30 pounds to lose, but your legs have been wasting away and your back muscles are getting tired and small, because we know that over the age of 45, we're all losing muscle and bone. Guess what? You're probably not going to lose 20 pounds, but you will lose 5% body fat, right? So the number is not critical to me. The habits are critical to me. Your interpretation of that scale is not relevant to me. Your application of these disciplines is the only thing that matters. You hired me to guide you. You hired me to tell you where you're at. Trust me when I tell you. If you see a number on the scale and it doesn't line up with what you think it should, disregard. I don't care what that number says. I care that you've measured it. Okay? Now, let's talk about nuts and bolts. Everybody pick up this beautiful color-coded piece of paper. Beautiful color-coded piece of paper. It's never been simpler now to hit your macros. I do not care, understand, so we're going to do this in 6.5 weeks. This is the half week. This is the pre-week. Do whatever the hell you want tonight, but then it's over, okay? Then it's over. You log your food immediately. Leave here today and log your food. You log your food today, right now, you log your food today. I want to see what you did for New Year's Eve on Monday, on Tuesday. I don't care what you do, just make sure you log all that shit. Log it, I want to see it, okay? Now, starting Monday, you're going to do what this piece of paper says. So at breakfast, I'm going to start at the orange box. So let's see what that orange box says. Orange is carbs. Have you ever heard me say starchy carbs are the darker carbs, the ones that we want to eat? Brown rice, brown sugar, oatmeal, quinoa. Anybody ever heard me say that before? That's how I remember them. They're dark, starchy carbs. So that's how this is color-coded, sort of like a burnt orange here to this list. So the first, bold print, carbs. If you don't measure cups and way out there on the side like we did, then your carbs is a fist-sized portion. That is the base measurement. Okay, so when we're talking about carbs, our base measurement, if I don't have a food scale or a measuring cup, is a fist-sized portion. At breakfast, you're going to have half of a portion. So instead of having the whole fist, half a fist. Got it? I'm going to have half a fist of that food at breakfast. I'm going to have let's see, veggies, green. Let's go down, green. Veggies, another fist-sized portion. I'm going to have one entire fist-sized portion with my breakfast. I don't care what you eat, what it is at breakfast, but eat it. And the carrots are on there. Does it say no carrots?
It says no carrots.
But the carrots are also on here.
It says any
Well, it's dumb. Don't eat carrots. Don't eat carrots. For the first 6 weeks, I don't care. Just do exactly what this says, even if it contradicts itself. Okay, so hey, we'll get it. The green section, one whole thing, any type of squash, whatever, I don't care what you have at breakfast, just eat some vegetables. And then one full protein portion. So again, a fist, or a palm, a little bit smaller, palm. So any one of those. Then 2.5 hours, 3 hours later, somewhere between breakfast and dinner time that normal people would do it, you're going to have a snack. That snack is one veggie or fruit, same portion, this much, and then one protein, same portion, okay? So one of those foods and one of these portions from one of these lists. That's it. Lunchtime. I'm going to have half a fist of whatever carb I want. I'm going to have a whole protein and a whole vegetable. Snack. Vegetable, fruit, protein. Dinner. For the first 2 weeks, There will be no starchy carbs at dinner. I don't care if you work out in the morning. I don't care. This question came up. What if I work out in the morning? Do I need to get my carbs in after my workout? What if I'm drinking a shake? Listen, right now, stick to the list. Okay? I'm not going to tell you what your macros should be for this. You're going to log everything and tell me where you're at. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to look at what your measurements say after the pre-week. So by the end of next week, you're going to touch base with me again. And I'm going to see, one, how are you logging your food? Two, this bloat will be off now. I'm going to give you guys 1, 2, 3 what to do. The bloat will be off now, and I can see what your normal appetite and what your normal palm size is doing for your body. Because I'll tell you the truth, man. If you have this much protein or if you have this much and this much, it's not like a world of difference. It's about consistency. It's about consistency in eating foods that are nutrient dense. Does that make sense? So if you look at all these foods, they're all single ingredient whole foods. That didn't change. They're all single ingredient whole foods. It looks like a plant or an animal. Doesn't mean organic. Doesn't mean all that. Whatever. The outside of the grocery store. And we're going to do a grocery store tour in a couple of weeks so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But if it only has one ingredient, so like I know chicken breast. The only thing that's in chicken breast is the breast of chickens. Venison. That's a deer, right? Any shellfish. Like I can picture exactly what it is in every ingredient so that when I go and I get my chicken breast and I flip it over, so long as it's not filled with 15% rib meat or whatever, if I flip it over, it should just say chicken breast, right? So I don't have to wonder like what's high fructose corn syrup. What is V1 yellow red dye? But it says Nature Valley on it. Like, hey, it's not a guessing game. You're building a foundation and working out. Does that make sense? So does everybody follow what I'm saying about what to eat and how to know how much to eat, and how to know which food to eat? Does everybody get that? Can somebody please just say, hey, Nathan, you made it super simple for me, and I really appreciate that because everything else is confusing. Stick to the list, okay? Now, if you have a protein shake, it comes after the workout. So let's say you work out. So it's one of these two snacks. Treat it like a blue food for the protein powder, and then put some fruit in there, either diced berries, blueberries, banana, whatever. But that's for after your workout, okay? Even if you work out like here, still have your snack, and then so like say I ate lunch, working out maybe 4 in the afternoon. You need to have a snack somewhere in between there, and if that's you, we'll talk about it. But even if you ate this, have your snack here after your workout on the ride home, and then have dinner. Does that make sense? So if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna have a shake, you don't have to. It can just be fruit and protein food, and you'll still get amazing results. But if you're already doing it, then go ahead and add it. If you want to get a shake, just any whey protein. Any whey protein. It could be Walmart. It could be GNC. It depends on what you can taste, and like ultimately. I try to avoid stuff that has creatine in it. I don't think it's relevant for you guys, and sometimes they just throw that stuff in there. So, be a little mindful, but if at the end of the day you got $20 and you need protein, Walmart's got it. Just make sure it says whey. Okay, cool. So, these are your food lists. This is how you eat. There's even sample how you should do it at the bottom. So, like, let's look at breakfast now. Sample. If I need one whole protein portion, it's breakfast time. I guess I'll eat egg whites. So I'm going to either get a carton of egg beaters, or I'll separate the eggs myself. I'm going to have that palm-sized portion of egg whites, 6 whites. What is it? 1.25, okay, yeah, cup egg whites. So if you're using the beaters, it's 1.25 cup egg whites. If you're just making eggs, it's 6 egg whites. You need a whole portion. So you're going to have 6 egg whites at breakfast. Now carbs, starchy carbs, I only need a half portion. So if my base measurement here is a full fist size, then I only need to have 0.75 cups of mashed sweet potato if you eat sweet potatoes at breakfast, or let's go with oats. 2/3 cup is your dry measurement, rolled oats. If that's the full fist size, I only need half of that, so maybe like a 1/4 cup dry rolled oats. I'm going to have some vegetables with it, whatever you want, pumpkin, whatever. Does that make sense? You guys following how I did that? You'll be able to do that on your own? I hope so. What's going on? Should just do burpees. Okay, flip it over. Flip it over. Okay, so this is how you're going to grocery shop so that you're not spending every day like, what am I going to make tomorrow? What am I going to prep this week? Each time you go, you're going to have a 6-week rotation, right? That little breakfast, protein, and veggie list, the little lunch, protein, carb, veggie, dinner, protein, carb, veggie. You can probably add carb at breakfast too, because it's just whatever. Or no, breakfast and dinner should be switched. But disregard that. What you're going to do every week is you're going to pick 3 foods from the protein list, and 3 foods from the carb list, and 3 foods from the vegetable list. And you're going to decide, this week, I'm eating eggs every day at breakfast. That's my protein for breakfast. Now you don't got to think about it. This week, every day, I'm eating chicken breast at lunch. Every day this week. And at dinner, I'm having lean ground beef every day this week at dinner. And tomorrow, if you want to have chicken breast at dinner and ground beef at lunch, fine. But what I'm saying is, don't ask me about, should I have tuna? Is this okay? Just pick 3 foods, buy enough for the week. You guys all grocery shop per week, right? Pretty much, you like get for a week. Me either, Daniel, don't worry about it. Or maybe 2 weeks. How do you guys grocery shop? Tell me.
Once a week.
Once a week. Okay, so you're buying your food for that week, pretty much, right? Okay. So when you do that, when you buy that food for the week, you need to make sure that you have enough for those 3 meals during the week. Why? Because this is not a taste testing contest. I'm going to give you guys a recipe book to go along verbatim with these lists, but this is not a taste testing contest. This is not a cooking contest. This is a get 20 pounds or 5% body fat off right now because I'm obsessed with the contest challenge. Got it? Here's just picking a fight with me. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. So this week, for example, every day at breakfast, I'm going to have bison burgers. Every day. So I'm going to buy enough. So how much bison burgers do I need? Well, I need 1 whole palm-sized portion every day for 7 days. So I need to go there, 6 ounces, right? I need 6 ounces. That's my palm-sized portion. So if I'm going to have 6 times 7, what's that? 42 ounce of bison burgers. So like a pack and a half probably, right? Vegetables. Just get a bag of vegetable steamers. I think that's easiest. They're $1 each. Vegetable steamers, vegetable California medley. Do not get the broccoli that already has cheese on it. Bum, bum, bum. I can hear all the bubbles deflating. Do not get the broccoli that already has cheese on it, but vegetable steamers are going to be your easiest bet. If you prefer raw veggies, you can go with, you can have a salad every day at one of those meals, but like understand it's not salad or carb, it's both, unless it's dinner, right? Yeah, so every day, whatever your vegetable is going to... Now listen, if you don't care and you can eat green beans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, or asparagus, or whatever it is, then just get whatever you need. But I think vegetable medleys are that you pop in the microwave anywhere, you don't have to think about it, you don't have to cook, you don't have to steam it, whatever, just take it. But whatever works, same thing for that list. Now, lunchtime, so you're going to do it again. Okay, so I need something from the brown list every day. So I like medium sweet potatoes. I'm going to get 7 medium sweet potatoes. I'm going to have salad with lunch every day, so I'm going to get 3 bags of lettuce. Whatever. And then dinner, same thing. Do you guys all follow what I'm saying? And then next week, you're going to pick 3 different foods of each. Yes?
How does the fat, what's the recommendation?
Oh, good question. So fat has a category, but it's not on the pie graph. The reason why is because your portion per meal should be about this, tip of your thumb. However, the majority of your fat is going to come from the oils that you cook with, either extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin coconut oil. And so I can't quantify that. I'm assuming that, and I recommend that, and I'm actually requiring that you do all your food prep on Saturday or Sunday. It's only going to take you 45 minutes. You just do it. So you're going to do it, and you're going to post a picture of it. But if you cook all 42 ounces of bison burgers in, say, like 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, I don't even know if that's a relevant measurement, but my point is, I won't be able to quantify that over the course of the week. I don't know how much you had. What I do know is that if you snack on almonds and cashews all day because you think it's healthy, that you're going to get way too much fat in there. So you can have 1 serving per day. I don't think. No, you can't. Nope. 1 container, 1 bag of nuts. That's your. So if it says 1 container, 1 bag of nuts, but my serving size is a tablespoon or a teaspoon, whatever, or it's about the size of my thumb, don't eat the whole bag. Does that make sense? So it's there, but my recommendation is that's not a good snack because you're going to overeat them and your calories will be too high. If you're eating the foods on this list, then they don't have a lot of fat in them. Fat is added to food as a preservative. If you're eating lean steak and all these super lean foods and you just log it the way that it is, you shouldn't have a lot of fat coming up. But if at breakfast you've got this Quaker oatmeal and you've got a little bit of a teaspoon of honey and like four blueberries, guess what? A little bit of peanut butter is going to help you with that. And so you need to be able to do that. You just need to know that 4 scoops of peanut butter today is way too much fat. Does that make sense? So it's this much. So we didn't even put it on the list. Just use it to cook with. Maybe 1 serving of almonds throughout the day, or one teaspoon of peanut butter. Not both those things. Keep it to a minimum for right now. You need it, but you don't need a lot. And now, let's go down here to step 2. Check out all the optional flavor enhancers and beverages you like below. anything on this list you can use. If it's not on this list, do not put it in your mouth. Is it on it?
Darn.
You know what I hate about this though? I told him to put on sweet baby
I was just thinking about it
yeah.
too.
Well, there goes my favorite. I told him to put it on. Okay. So just go with this. I don't like this processional. Go with this list. You're gonna listen. Hey, check this out. I don't care how it tastes. I really don't. I don't. It's not. That's your bag. You know how to cook much better than I do. I always overcook my chicken and then heat it up 3 days later, so it's super rubbery. Like I've never operated a crock pot successfully. Like that's your bag, right? If it's on there, you know how to whip that stuff together to get something that you can eat every day. Do it. On the day that you're sick of eating chicken on Saturday, you're like, man, I can't believe I'm about to put this chicken back in the microwave again. Just remember that what you're really going to say is, I can't believe I wasted another 6 weeks again. I can't believe I wasted another New Year's resolution again. Now, there's a couple rules that we have to follow. For the first, you guys are all on probationary period. For the first 2 weeks, you're allowed to have one cheat meal on Friday night or Saturday night, not in the morning, not brunch, okay? Friday night or Saturday night. If anybody that signs up for this walks in on Monday and they stop logging after the cheat meal, then nobody has a cheat meal. Got it? Yeah, it's like that. Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, so log it. Why? Because one cheat meal, 5 beers, and then 3 pizzas means that I'm going to keep doing that. And in the morning, I'm going to wake up like, fuck it, I'm off track now, so I'm going to do whatever I want. And then Monday, I'm going to be like, ah, and then you're going through that stupid cycle again. Right? The solution to falling off track, the solution to one cheat meal, the solution to slipping up during the 6 weeks, there's only one solution to any mistake that you make. Eat the next right meal. And here's what I mean. If you had a crazy weekend and you know that Dathan's going to get everybody in trouble because you didn't log, what is your solution? Eat the next right meal. Because now all of a sudden you understand that, oh yeah, shit. Even if I binge out all weekend, I'm going to feel bad about it on Monday. I need to do a physical, manual thing that reminds my mind that this is what I'm doing. So go cook some damn chicken and rice and eat it. Because that's what you do when you make a mistake. You do the next right thing. Does that make sense? And then you're right back on track. Does that make sense? It's for your mind more than it's for your body. Now, if you do eat the cake, eat the pizza, have it all, and then you binge out, guess how do you get rid of it? What happened is your blood sugar went way up. Your blood sugar is way up, so all that sugar is trapped now. It cannot. Carbs are stored in your muscle like water stored in a sponge. When you work out, you wring the sponge out, right? But I want you guys to eat balanced carbs, get your blood sugar stable so that you can refuel your muscles. When you eat cakes, candies, ice cream, sugar, they go through the blood system. So these are carbs, alcohols, these are carbs. All sugars are carbs. They go through the body way too fast. They don't get into the muscle. They're not optimally usable because they're full of preservatives and a bunch of red dye shit that our body has no idea what it is. And so it gets trapped between the muscle and the skin. Not only do all those calories get trapped, making you bloated, but because of what happened to your blood sugar, your hormonal environment is now telling you that there's an excess of calories. Lucky me, I'm a hunter-gatherer. I don't have to go look for food. I got some in me. I'm going to lock it on there as fat. I'm going to hold on to it. Because I'm a hunter-gatherer, which means sometimes I'm starving. Right? I'm a hunter-gatherer. I'm supposed to be walking 40 miles, hunting saber-toothed tigers, not sitting in a damn lazy boy. Your body acts like that still. Okay? So when you have all these cheap, fast, excessive, hollow calories floating around in your body, they get trapped. Your body starts to begin to trap the new food that you eat. Now, what happens once your blood sugar goes up? Right back down. What happens when your body thinks it's starving? Your body locks onto all fat, and it begins to let go of, it begins to burn for energy, muscle and bone. So if you picture a muscle, bone, protein type, DNA type, we'll say cell in your body, it's like a squiggly line, right? 1 knot, 2 knots. For energy, the thing that your body does is it unties the knot. A fat cell is like a ball of yarn, like this. It takes a lot longer for your body to untie it and to let it go. It'll untie it and let it go through. Why? Why does it do that? Why are there 9 calories in a fat cell? Why is there 9 calories in every gram of fat? And only 4 calories in every gram of protein or carb? Because that's your survival cell. If I'm a hunter-gatherer, mortal wound, Neanderthals are mad, took my hip out, I'm stuck now, no food. Do I want to expend energy in the wilderness looking for help? No. I'm a communal hunter-gatherer. I need help's coming for me. I need to sit still. My body knows that, and it's done things that allow me to do that optimally, right? So when you go through your day, starting off your day, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you haven't eaten anything, and you're lightheaded, that's your body saying, whoa, you need help. Slow down. You don't have any energy left. You're not taking care of yourself. Something must be wrong. Hello? This is happening to you your entire life. Okay. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, okay. So let's say, so now you guys understand what carbs do in your body and the sort of the blood sugar cycle and how your body responds to that. So let's say that you have this sweet candies, cookies, whatever. You just eat a bunch of shit you shouldn't. Blood sugar is way up, then it drops way down. Your body's locking onto fat. How do you break that? How do you get out of that? It's called, if you have been doing this your entire life, it's called metabolic syndrome, right? It's called metabolic syndrome. What it means is that your body's preferentially storing fat and increasing it, and preferentially choosing to burn away muscle and bone first, right? So that's an anti-metabolism. That's the issue that you had when you got here, okay? So my job is to show you how to eat in a way that allows you to flip the funnel, shows you how to flip the script, and begin to nourish, support that metabolism so that your body just burns fat all the time. The way that you do that, so the reason why you're not in that cycle is because of the bullshit food that puts you in this blood sugar roller coaster. When the next time you're up here, or the next time you're down here, you got to get back to the middle, okay? So if my blood sugar is really high, it's going to go down. It needs to be leveled out, so I need to eat foods that are nutrient-dense, that digest slowly, so that my body has to stop releasing sugar, go back to the breakdown process, and now those hormonal levels start to balance out. Maybe it's the next day and I'm so guilty about what I ate that I've been starving myself. You know what you should have done? First thing in the morning, had oatmeal. Because now that slow carb starts to bring the blood sugar back up without the spike, without locking on anything. Once you're in this range, once you're doing this again, your body's burning the calories as it digests them. Instead of locking them on, because I just got them, holding them, because I need them, right? Like you ever eat a bunch of cake, candy, and ice cream, and then like you're stuffed, uncomfortable, but like 3 hours later you're physically hungry? That's because your sugar dropped. You still got food in your body, you know it, but your sugar dropped, and so your body's sending that hunger hormone. So if you make a mistake and it's a mental thing, eat the next right meal. Remind yourself that it's not over, you're still obsessed, and you got to keep moving forward. If you make a mistake and you don't know how to recover from it quickly and get the bloat off, eat the next right meal. It's the thing that your body will recognize as returning it back to homeostasis and balance, and then your body starts to let go of that bloat. And guess what? By Monday morning, Dathan might not even know because it all came back off. Right? What you do not do is say, fuck it. What you do not do is put it off. Come on. Who's ever got a case of the fuck it's? Come on. What you do not do is say, fuck it. You don't just say, okay, I'll start Monday. Hey, this is Monday. This is the year. Now is the time. Got it? I need you to transform. I need you to lose 20 pounds. I need you to lose 5%. If you come in here next week and say, you know, hey, Dathan, I got to do this for me. I'm going to tell you what I've told every other 3,000 women. Good, that's why I'm here. I want to help you. I see your struggle, and I know what you can do. Hello? I know what you can do, even if you don't. How many of you guys know that's true? Happened today in class. I know what you can do, even if you don't. That's my job, to pull you, to bring you out of it. That's why I'm here. That's what I was born in my mother's womb for. But today, you asked me today, do this shit for me. I got something in the works. I need you to transform. I need to show proof of this process. And I'm committed and obligated and responsible for what happens to you while you're under my care and my guidance. This is a program that even if you don't log your food every day for 6 weeks, and even if you never actually do everything to the T that I said, it's still good enough to help you become a coach and go change other lives and do all sorts of other things. This is a program that's been effective across thousands of lives and multiple generations of trainers. Chances are most of the trainers that you guys have worked with, I didn't even train. I trained the trainer to train you. This is the same process that most of you have been following for more than 6 months. Now we're going to condense it. We're going to bring back up the pain of it. We're not going to push it out of our mind because it doesn't hurt so bad today, and we're going to begin to take the daily actions that allow us to build a foundation so that at the end of that 6 weeks, now I know how much I should eat. Now I know what foods are allowed. Now I know where my substitutions are. Now I know how my body feels when it's properly working, right? When my metabolism works, when I'm not jiggly from a holiday bloat or from falling off every 3 weeks. And why are we going to do it? We're going to do it because if you stay right where you're at, you'll never fully be satisfied. Not everybody's like that. Those people are at Planet Fitness. Okay? $9.97 coming out of the bank account every month. It's like, oh, I guess I could go this month. You know, I'm gonna get after it. Just go wait for the holiday rush to go. Fuck that. Fuck that. Now. I only do one thing. There's only one thing that happens at Body Burn. I only get paid for one thing. Zane only eats because of one thing. Transformations. That's all we do. It's the only thing I do. When you walk into that office, you're surrounded by success. Whatever bullshit excuse you had is gone because that lady didn't have it. She had the same life, same situation. She was your coworker. That's how you got here. But she decided she was more important than that. So whatever excuse you had is gone because if you can't get up and down from the floor, neither could she. If you've had 3 kids, so did she. You know, you're super busy on a budget. Yep. Single mom. Okay. It's all bullshit. Okay. Because you're here right now, so there must be a reason. So that's gone. You don't know how to do. You don't feel supported. You feel like you're on an island. Welcome to the Body Burn family. I'm your friend. Okay, I want to help you. You don't know if this process will work. Look at the thousands of other people that it's worked for. You don't believe you can do it, neither did she. You don't believe that I'm telling you the truth. You don't have to. That's why we give you guys a money-back guarantee. Just show up. Get your skin in the game. Do what I'm asking you to do. Don't ask no silly questions. Stick to the list. Now, this is how we do it. From here till January 3rd is your pre-week, which means you log now. You track your food now. By the 3rd, if you want to lose 5 pounds, here's what you need to do. I expect you to get that holiday bloat off because you all just told me the truth that you're bloated, right? Right. Oh, man, I'm about to boot camp, motherfucker. First thing you do is log. Why are we logging? Not to hit a number, but to tell me what you're eating. Because how many of you are like, I quit logging, I eat pretty much the same thing every day. I'm not going to look at you. I know the truth. You do not eat the same thing every day. I know you don't because you don't log it. Your portions are not the same. You allowed yourself today to skip this meal. You allowed yourself today to substitute a bar for a shake or whatever. It's not the same, and that's why it quit working. So log it so we can see what the truth is. I don't care what your numbers are. Just do what you think is the best thing that you know how to do and stick and adjust that to your list. Find your best in-between place, and then we'll go from there. Log everything so I know what the truth is. And so that you get rid of the holiday bloat. After today, there are no more leftover cookies, candies, cake, ice cream, honey hams, all that shit. Post a picture of the garbage bag that you're throwing out. I don't care. Bring it here. I'll eat it. Just get rid of it. It's done. So how do you do that? Because you're accountable. You're accountable. Because on the 3rd, if you're still... if on the 3rd, you're still telling me about, I didn't log out, I was hungover, or... yeah, but then we still had family. Listen, your family doesn't care if you eat their pie. Your family cares if you're okay with yourself. Do you know what your grandma's favorite dish tastes like? Fuck yeah, you used to stop. Okay? Stop. Like, it's all bullshit. Stop. I'm sorry, I'm not mad at you. So we got to get accountable. That's why. These 2 things alone are going to be about 3 pounds. If it's not a single ingredient food, it doesn't go in your mouth, it shouldn't be in your fitness pal. If you're not sure, do it, and then I'll tell you on Wednesday. The second thing you need to do to make sure you lose... Damn it. The second thing you need to do to make sure that you lose the weight is you got to get rid of booze. Because I know it's real right now. And you got to get rid of all sugary drinks. If it's not water, if it's not on that list, don't drink it. Okay? And then the third thing you need to do to make sure, and it's really what's tied up in number 1, is make sure that your food choices are as real as possible. Okay? Don't guess. If you have to guess what's in it, don't eat it. If you have to guess what's in it, don't eat it. If you want to know what you can't eat instead, it's on that list. It's color-coded. Immediately right now, you begin to follow that pie graph. Okay? So no matter what you're already doing, if you're already eating healthier, making better choices, the first adjustment that you make right now is make sure that you have 0.5, 1, and 1 in every meal. Right? And if you do these 3 things, drink more water, booze, down, up, H2O. If you're not having at least, I forgot this one. If you're not having at least 6 bottles of water a day, you are bloated. I'll say that again. If you're not having at least 6 of those bottles of water every single day, you are bloated. Not you might be, not you could be, you are. You are. You may lose 5 pounds in a week just by drinking more water. Okay? If you never change anything else. But you guys are serious as hell, right? Are you 10 out of 10 right now? Are you going to do this? Yes. Say it out loud. On a scale of 1 to 10, are you a 1, fuck it? Or 10, even if I got to rip the skin off my body, I'm going to do it. Where are you at? 10. 10? Damn. There is you guys are all standing up. That's work out. So listen, hey, check this out. If you're as frustrated as I think you ought to be about it, if you're sitting here right now, even though you guys all give me stone face, I'm pretty sure you're with me. Can't get over this too. Okay. Do these 3 things over the next week. Okay? Do these 3 things over the next week. Your rule on the cheat meal is eat whatever the hell you want. Has anybody ever sat down at one time and ate? Don't answer this. Has anybody ever sat down at one time and ate so much food that they made themselves throw up?
No.
Nobody's.
No.
Guess do not fall dressed. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Your cheat meal can be whatever the hell you want, okay? Whatever the hell you want and as much as you want. Because you're gonna stop before you make yourself throw up, I'm assuming. It's never gonna be enough to ruin your whole plan. Okay? So get it out of the way. Have your little time, your dinner, get drunk, whatever, once a week. Once a week. Starting tonight. Okay? Now, does anybody have any questions? Yes.
For breakfast, because I come here in the morning,
Good question.
hypoglycemic, what do I do about that?
So if you work out at 5 or 6 a.m., you're going to have whatever that normal thing I would tell you to do. I mean, like, hey, listen, if you're the one who can get up and eat breakfast, just start from there, but I'm not. So what you do is still half or a whole banana before you come here. Just pretend like you never had it, because that's how your body's going to treat it. It's taking over. And like, I'm hypoglycemic too, so like that really more blood sugar stuff is a problem. That's what you do. It's just like
Well, no, not really, but okay, if that's what you do, that's great.
So what you got to make sure that you get, so like, it's called breakfast because you're breaking a fast or being asleep, right? You're asleep all night, so you're breaking a fast. Your blood sugar is super, super low. So if you're at 5 or you're at 6 a.m., at least half a banana before you come here, maybe a whole banana, depends on how your body's treating it. It's going to go by how you feel. But then that never happens. Start here and go.
Okay.
Start here and go. Now, in the event that you were going to have a shake, just put it with breakfast. Just that'll be your protein instead of like. So then your shake would have to represent this pie you're at.
Okay.
So I mean, you'd be like a little bit of fruit instead of veggies. Your protein, and then maybe eat a banana with it. So you just balance out a little like that. Yeah.
So, what you're gonna work out at probably about 5, so you're probably gonna go through your breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and you still have a protein shake right after before dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like we would stop like right here, say, and
so like my workout will be between snack 2 and dinner.
Right, exactly. So yeah, so then have the shake and then dinner. Yep, you're right. Do you need it? No. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. If you want to be accountable for this program, if you want to have an accountability coach texting you, and if you want to get a message 2 times a week, and if you want to have somebody really on your ass, I need your first name. Both of you guys do this for you. First name, last name, your starting weight, your starting body fat percentage. We'll get it on. We can get it on Tuesday. You're fine. You guys are good. Yeah. Let's do it. Your starting weight, your starting body fat percentage. I also need your email address and your phone number. I know it's sloppy. We're going to type it up later. Just get it on that list. Brandy, will you navigate that? You guys have to do this in 3 steps. Scale. Write it. Okay? Come over here. Get your body fat percentage. Use the hand sanitizer because it's dirty as hell right now. And then go back and write down your stuff. Okay? So like, seriously, scale, write it, hand sanitizer, or calipers, hand sanitizer, and then go back and put your stuff on. Line up single file right here. Single file right here. The quicker you, this is going to take long. You only got one thing of Omron, so the quicker you are, the sooner you're done.
I got like 7 layers of clothes on.
I'm going to bring out, we can do it next time. I'm just trying to expedite the process. I'm going to bring out a couple clipboards so you guys can spend a bunch of time doing it.
Okay, thanks. Oh, man. Oh, it's not. It's totally faded.
Here's another one, guys, so that we're now waiting in line.
Yeah. I did all mine.
Oh, you already did? You put it on here for me, too, because I'm going to put this on. You got your body fat percentage and stuff, too, and all this? Oh, good.
I did. When I signed up with you.
Yeah, you did.